Today we're going to be taking a first look at the US Optics DRS red dot sight. Are you ready? Stand by. So the US Optics DRS is a very compact, low-riding red dot that is meant for a rifle or a pistol. US Optics is a well-known rifle glass manufacturer who is now making reflex sights. You'll notice that this looks similar to the Vortex Venom or perhaps the Burris Fast Fire. And I think there's a number of other off-brand optics that has a similar form factor. This is going to be an aluminum housing. It feels pretty robust, although I'm not going to bang it on fence posts as this is a T&E model and I'm not allowed to do that kind of stuff. It takes a single CR2032 battery, which is actually accessed through the bottom of the optic, so you will have to unmount your optic to get to the battery. The adjustment on-off, you turn the optic on by holding down the up button for 2 seconds and turn it off by holding down the down button for about 2 seconds. The glass, as you see, has a bit of a blue-green tint like many of the other. I'll put a paper towel on the table just so you can see how it discolors. It's not distracting. It's not as blue-green as a RMR, but it is got a blue-green. But the optic is boasting a very strong battery life, I believe, of a couple years on a medium setting. You can check the US Optics website for what they're saying. Since this is a pre-production model, this one has an auto shut-off feature, but I'm told that the production version of the optic will not have that capability, which is good. I don't like auto shutoff. Now, the sights that I have on the Glock are RMR co-witness lower third sights, and if you check it out, you can get a full co-witness sight picture. The window size is about the same size as an RMR, so if you're looking at this for gaming, it's going to be a lot smaller, and I'm actually going to hold it at the base of the window so you can get a full appreciation for the size of the window. So it is significantly smaller than the Delta Point Pro, but the Delta Point Pro is significantly larger than pretty much everything on the market. The dot is a 2 MOA dot that gets plenty bright and plenty dim. The adjustability is very good. Now, a 2 MOA dot is going to appear to waver on target. Just the natural tremor in your hands is going to be very obvious when you're focusing hard on your target, which for new dot shooters may be distracting. But if you have a strong grip and a good target focus, you won't even notice it. The upside of a small dot like this is small distant targets are actually really easy to hit with a finer dot. My Delta Point Pros have a 2.5 MOA dot, and that is what I am used to. So you can kind of see them side by side there. Very comparable dot size. So it's about the same size as a Delta Point Pro. As far as mounting it on the Glock is concerned, the #1 plate worked like a champ with no modification to mount the DRS. This is a pre-production optic and they're going to offer it in a couple different configurations, one of which is going to be a rifle configuration coming with a pick rail mount, which is what they sent to me, but they're also going to offer pistol mounts that are going to come with the correct screws to mount to a pistol. Since I got the rifle version on the pistol here, I actually had to source my own screws. So if you end up with that version, you're looking at the M3 0.5 by 7 millimeter screws to mount it into like a Glock MOS, and those are the perfect height. You can ground down some 8 millimeter screws and make those fit, but 6 probably isn't going to get the job done. The screws are available on Amazon for next to nothing. If you don't have the screws, you can source them off of Amazon. I'll put a link for next to nothing, and you'll have plenty of spares that you can share with your friends. The adjustment to zero the dot is accomplished via the dial on top of the optic and on the side. Now, you're going to have to take a good look at the orientation of that screw, and you're going to have to use a fine tip screwdriver. You can't use a brass casing. There is not a tactile or audible click when you're making adjustments, or if you could, I was doing it on the range with hearing protection. You're not going to be able to hear it on the range anyway, but there is no tactile click. But it is held zero for the couple hundred rounds I've put it through. I'm going to do a full review on this, so check back in a month or so, and I'm going to have over 1,000 rounds. I'll shoot a match with this on the gun as well. The window size, I thought it was going to be a limiting factor. When I'm shooting freestyle, I really don't even notice that the window is smaller. It's honestly the same way I feel about the RMRs. The full production model that will have the always-on capability, I'm actually pretty excited about because I think it will be a good budget choice that would be okay for carry. I mean, look at the housing. It's pretty robust, and I suspect it takes a pretty good beating. Now, as I may have mentioned, this has the same footprint as the Vortex Viper, which is the smaller, lower mount version of the Vortex. But this optic does not have the set screws behind it, which is great if you co-witness. You don't have to lock down your adjustments on the back of the optic, which is one thing I always found kind of goofy about the Vortexes. This is available for sale direct through US Optics website, and they've given me a discount code. It is THM15, and that will save you 15% on the optic if that is of interest to you. I don't get a kickback or anything. That is purely a benefit for you guys if this is something that interests you. So you're looking at being able to pick this up for about $200 to $220 maybe plus shipping, which isn't a bad price for an optic. They're going to distribute through Optics Planet and all of the other optics distributors as well. But that's it, guys. That is the US Optics DRS optic. If you've got any further questions, please hit me up and I'll be sure to address them in the full review that is later to come. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Take care.